Hey folks, I am here with David Klock, who is the youth pastor at First Baptist Church in Bethlehem. And we are doing these new video podcasts for AbcoPad about what's happening in the region in youth ministry, just to give people some ideas of what they can even do in their own church. So glad Dave, you could join me and be able to do this. What I wanted to do, Dave, is ask you a few questions that you can answer. Nothing really hard. I think it won't be hard. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you 4 questions. I'm going to time you for 1 minute. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously. Just real quick. Tell us about your history at FBC here. When you started, how long you've been here, and even share maybe what you've loved about this ministry.
I've been here for 2.5 years now. I've been at First Baptist Church since September of 2007. I love working with students. I love working with the staff here. The students here are great students to have. They love coming, and that's something that I love most, is that they want to be here. They want to be here all the time. Whenever you tell them you have an event here, they want to be here, and I just enjoy that a lot. The pastoral staff, as I was saying, they're great too. We communicate well. We work well together. We come up with great ideas, and I enjoy that part as well.
Cool. What if you could share a little bit about, I know behind us, the word avalanche is up here on the wall, which was painted by one of your students. If you could share with us a little bit more avalanche and how that fits your ministry program or ministry purposes and that kind of thing, would be great.
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes there's some debate on whether or not you should have a name for your ministry and stuff. I'm a firm believer in having a name for the ministry because it gives the students an identity beyond just the church and beyond just the Christian faith in general. It allows them to identify with something, and they really enjoy that. And so I've come up with Avalanche Student Ministries. That's based out of Acts 1:8, where it says, you will receive power from the Holy Spirit when He comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And that's very important. I want the students to realize the power that they have been given when they accept Jesus Christ. And when you think of an avalanche, what do you think of? You think of the power of it coming down the mountain. And I want them to realize that this power that they have is amazing, and they can use it to reach out to their peers. And so my purpose is to train and equip the students to go reach their peers, because they see more of their peers than I ever will, especially in this area when you have schools that are, a couple thousand students. I only have contact with maybe 50, and so they can reach out to their students, to their peers, and they can really make a difference that way. So we try to train and equip them to be an avalanche, to be a power, to be a force in their schools.
All right. Really quick, what about your outreach? What have you done you felt like has been successful in bringing new students in, or having your students be able to bring students to ministry here and what's happening?
I like to run different types of programs. Our main program is Sunday nights from 4 to 6. We run a small group time, and that's for the kids that come just about every week. They're encouraged to invite their friends, but it might be a little more threatening for kids who haven't really been to the church. But we run programs. We have open gyms every month on Friday evenings, and that's really been a great outreach program because the students can come and bring their friends, and it gives us contact with new students that maybe I wouldn't have contact with before. We also to have things like the Super Bowl party, same type of deal. They can just come, bring their friends, and we just enjoy that time to make that contact. And then I also love going out to their events. I try to get the basketball events, plays, choruses, all those type of things as much as I can, because that allows me to really connect with students on their turf. And so it's a great way for me to connect with them.
There's always those biggest challenges that you face, or you feel like you have challenges. What has been your biggest challenge for you? You've been here over 2 years now. What has been the biggest challenge for you to overcome? And maybe what's been the biggest joy? Like if you could think back in the past 2 years, what has been like fantastic, or, so your challenge and a joy, like what's it been?
My biggest challenge has been volunteers, actually. Looking for people to be committed to the student ministry. And something that I've started to change to help with that, and I've been thinking about a lot lately, is specializing volunteers. Having volunteers for just special events, and having volunteers for just Sunday nights, because we know that they work long hours, they have regular jobs, they have families. So something I've been trying to change is finding volunteers for just specific events and specific types of events, and getting them to commit to that, because that's the biggest thing. So it's a challenge, but we're trying to overcome that challenge, and I'm sure I know many youth ministries face that challenge.
What about the joys?
The joy, the biggest joy that I've seen is whenever I see a student make their faith their own. And I've seen that in a few students here. And that is the biggest joy, is whenever you see a student that just doesn't nod their head whenever you say something, but they're really taking it to heart, and they're really receiving that power and using that power and asking challenging questions, and not just taking it for face value. So when you have a few students and you turn those into your student leaders, that's the great thing about it.
All right, last question. In our region, we do this thing called Reunion, and it's a youth gathering. We do it basically every year and a half, and you've been to 2 of them now. What would you say to those folks that are out there, maybe on the fence, kind of going, I'm not sure if I should, or they're thinking, yeah, we really want to do this, but we're not sure if we want to commit the money to it. What would you say to them about, this is something you should be doing or should be going with your kids?
Absolutely. Actually, I've been to about 4 or 5 of them. I've been to a lot more with you. So I did a couple with you. Yeah, I've done a couple with you. Yeah, I've come to help, and I've done some other ones, and I've taught at some. But anyway, the great thing about Reunion is this. I'm sure that many of you have felt like you're on an island out there sometimes, and I know I have at times. I felt like I'm the only youth pastor. And the great thing about the Reunion is that it's an ABC event. It's an American Baptist Church's event. And so you get to network with a lot of different youth leaders. They may not be paid. They may be volunteers. Right. They may be whatever. And then you have some that bring just 1 student and some that bring 20 students. And to be able to connect with them is invaluable. To see that there are people, even in your denomination, that are doing this. You get 200-300 people gathered together in your denomination, and you're like, wow, you can really make a difference here. Cost, you can't find really a better deal to get a great speaker, a wonderful band, and the atmosphere. The program is ever changing. We're always trying to, in a good way, we're trying to get people to, trying to make a difference. And so trying to get them to see that we're trying to reach out to students and reach out to leaders and get them to connect together. So it's a great way.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was easy.
Yeah.
All right. See you, folks. Thanks.
Thank you.